It's the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast with Alex Trataros, John Meleka, and Raisi on the beat. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? Alex Trataros here with another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And with me, as always, my buddy, my cousin, pal, the man with the plan, the one and only, John Meleka. Before we ask John how he's doing, you all know the drill. If you listen to this podcast and you haven't already subscribed, please make sure to do so. We're on all audio listening platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. If you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to give us that 5-star rating. And if you listen to us on Apple, please make sure to leave a review, comment, whatever you call it.
We know you're listening.
We're also
just like we literally have the statistics. We know you're listening. Just subscribe for us and make our lives a lot easier. Just subscribe.
Yeah, if you subscribe,
you can mute it after.
It helps.
Just subscribe. We'd rather you
not.
Not,
for sure.
Subscribe.
Look, when you subscribe, it helps us, and when you help us, we can put more into this content. So help us help you. But going on, we're also partnering with Fanside and Minute Media. So that means you can find this podcast on the Daily Knicks or the Jet Press. We also got a YouTube channel. Knicks coming, Jets coming, ETC period. No one writes out, etc. That shit's wild. Subscribe, find the page, hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new episode drops. When you watch a video, hit the like button, leave a comment. Add to the conversations, and we're watching you too. We got the statistics on this as well, right? A lot of you are not subscribing. You got to subscribe. Help us out. That way, when you help us out, we can help you. It helps us improve this content. So do that just to help out the fellas. Now, while you're over at the YouTube channel, we got another podcast partnered with Minute Media, Winning Picks Weekly. John, video producer Greg, our guy and co-host Chip Murphy. These guys go through every sport possible. They give you their takes. They tell you where to place your money. That way you can win some money, especially if you love betting on sports. These guys got you covered. And let me tell you, even if you're not a big gambling person, you just got to go check out that pod. That intro is sick. Honestly, that intro is sicker than ours. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Raisi. Shout out to the producer, man. That beat is sick. So make sure to go check out Winning Picks Weekly. And last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. We are there. John, my guy, how you doing, bro? Rocking the green and white. I actually like that hoodie, bro. That hoodie's sick. Where'd you get it?
Yo, we're ready for football, dude. The Hall of Fame game is here. Like, we're ready for Jets training camp to start. We already got like green and white tickets all set up. Training camp is sold out. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. You know, it's so hot outside. There's heat waves everywhere. So it's almost that time to start thinking about, the cooler weather. Like, it's just right around the corner. This is like the dead part of all of sports, but it's the calm before the storm, man. MLB All-Star game was cool. I'm ready for the Yankees to really get in here. We got some controversy on the trade deadline. It's your Yankee shirt. See what happens. Hope we take care of Aaron Judge. We got the Derek Jeter documentary out right now. A little Yankees propaganda, as you like to call it, now that he's he's repented for his Miami Marlins sins. So now we can all celebrate him together. And there's always something going on in Jets land, man. So I'm hyped just to talk about it, and I'm almost ready to start talking about roster cuts here, man. Like I'm hyped. I'm hyped, dude. I'm hyped for the New York Jets. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro.
Mitchell,
just trying to
Donovan
stay cool.
Mitchell keeping us on our edge too, of course.
He's keeping us on the edge of our seats, bro. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. I mean, we got I know this is the Jets pod, but we got the Knicks media throwing a tantrum because they didn't get to join you and watching the introduction to Jalen Brunson. Shout out to you for being there, man. Saw you in the YouTube video. There you are, watching with the little girl up there giving her a question about Jalen's dog. Very sweet.
Yeah, that was cool. Shout out to the Knicks. Everyone, Berman and everyone complaining. Malika Andrews complaining about the Knicks not letting media in, but letting the fans in. I'm like, I'm hyped. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. So all's good in my world.
To do what?
You, James Zola.
To do what? So Jalen, first question. Welcome to the New York Knicks. When do you think Donovan Mitchell will get here? That would be like the first question. It's like, come on, guys.
Literally in the commentary where they were complaining, they're like, yeah, they didn't get a chance to ask Jalen Brunson who he wants to play with in New York. I'm like, that's exactly, you're just proving their point. It's exactly why we don't want the media there. Because we asked him about his dog. Everything was fine. But it was cool. He made Call some jokes. Duty, man. He made fun of his dad. It was chill.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I watched it. I caught it. I caught the replay. It was good, man. It was good, man. It was very wholesome content. I really did enjoy it. But the other thing I'm trying to say, cool, man. It's humid out here. You got the AC blasting in your house, man, because you're wearing a hoodie.
Yo, AC's blasting, fans are on, working from home, haven't left the crib today. Got the gym in the basement now. Life is good. Bless. Life is good now.
I was outside commuting to work. Sweat as soon as I stepped outside. Sweat.
Who goes to work, dude? It's 2022.
Right. Oh man, let's change this. Let's change this over to the other guy that we got with us as usual. It's the other host of this podcast now.
My man was working outside today.
Oh, man was legitimately working outside. Man was on a roof.
Out here roofing in 95-degree weather. It's brutal.
God bless. God bless. Greg, how are you surviving, man? How are you living today?
The pool is how I'm surviving. Gotta hop in there afterwards. Oh yeah. No heater on that pool too. Keep it nice and cold, and then yeah, everything's good, man. Roofing in my free time after work, and then living the Jets, the Knicks, the Mets life. I mean, baseball's off this week, but Jeff McNeil played. Pete Alonso had the home run derby. Diaz is out there, so love seeing the Mets representing at the All-Star game.
Who's the MVP? You mentioned him.
True.
What do you mean true?
Juan Soto. I'm not going to go down that road. Juan Soto may be coming to New York. Whether he's a Met, whether he's a Yankee, we'll see. But, dude, things are good right now.
I hope we don't get Juan Soto. You can have him.
Oh, I want him. 3 years left on that deal. DeGrom,
yeah, I know,
Scherzer.
but we're not going to pay Judge if we do that. So I don't want.
Yeah, exactly. I want Judge over.
Just give me Castillo, bro. Just give me Castillo.
I want both.
Yeah, of course. You're a glutton.
Come on, man. We got Steve here now. Let's open up those pocketbooks. Let's spend $1 billion on players real quick.
That hedge fund money, baby. That hedge fund money.
Let's stick with this and transition over here to the New York Jets, where we have Leon Rose negotiating deals. We got Cashman and Cohen trying to negotiate deals. And then we got Joe Douglas, who we know is the king. Right? We know is the king of the trades, regardless of the propaganda coming out through the propaganda hub of Barstool Sports. We don't have to get into it. What a terrible article trying to trash Joe Douglas. I'm so happy that El Presidente said something negative about that. But regardless, Jessie Bates. Let's start off here. Let's just start off with the news, the rumors. Jessie Bates, free agent safety that we've been talking about now. It feels like 1 year. It's probably been like maybe 4 or 5 months when we were really into Jessie Bates, trying to get him as our free safety. Ended up, everybody knows we signed Jordan Whitehead from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but he's our strong safety. And Alex, you're the first guy to start getting all upset about our safety depth when I start giving you names like LaMarcus Joyner, when you're like, when's the last time you played? And then it kind of just falls off. Ashton Davis, you get
don't even stop that name.
Exactly.
Look, man, the fact We can just go back to the. We can just go back. We can just go back to the historical draft that we just did, where I chose Kerry Rhodes first. Chose Kerry Rhodes. He need a safety, man. We're like, what position can we go back in time? Kerry Rhodes. I don't need to hear Dash Davis. Get that name out of here.
So the news is Jessie Bates got quickly franchised by the Bengals, and when you're franchise tagged in the NFL, you could still negotiate a deal. And in the meantime, there looks like they've hit a snag, or there hasn't been really any communication lately. On top of that, he's been holding out. So the rumors naturally come swirling back to the Jets and say, "Oh, the guy that you wanted is available." But the price tag, guys, the price tag is going to be absolutely crazy. At this point, I don't know if you're going to trade a first-round pick and pay a safety for $18 million a year, $20 million a year. I mean, honestly, I would love to see the look on Marcus May's face. I
would love to see the look on Jamal Adams' face, because Jamal Adams' face would be the first guy to be like, really?
Are you guys serious? Yeah, I'm not putting you in position. But anyway, I feel like I showed my hand a little bit. But I'm going to toss it up to you, Greg. What do you think about Joe? I know Joe Douglas took a long time to warm up to you, but here we are. What do you think about this Jessie Bates plugging in? Obviously, one of our biggest holes on the entire team, but definitely on defense.
Yeah, it's definitely a need for us, but I think, to your point, Joe Douglas is growing on me at this point, and I got to trust Joe Douglas. He's not going to set the market. He's not going to pay top dollar for people. He's not going to give up first-round picks. He's going to get first-round picks. So, I think
sounds like you listen to the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast.
Yeah, a few times. Yeah, and I agree with you guys. Like, I don't think that, I think at this point it's just story season. I think I talked about that a couple episodes ago. I think these guys are just trying to write stories. Like you said, kind of, John, kind of lined itself up nicely to write a quick article about all this stuff, when in reality, like we said at the top, it's 95 degrees out. I'd be holding out too if I was him. Like, come on. So, I think it's a whole lot of nothing. I mean, they just had an incredible season. I think he's going to run it back. I don't think we're going to trade first-round picks. I don't think we're going to pay top dollar for him. So, for me, I think it's a whole lot of nothing. You guys talked about it on the Knicks episode, New York market. You start throwing the Jets name into NFL articles, you're going to get clicks, you're going to get likes, you're going to get views. That's just how it goes. I think it's pretty transparent at this point that that's kind of what's going on here. Man, it's July. You got to write something. Why not write something about the Jets or the Giants or the Knicks? Because it's going to get some clicks, especially if you're in Cincinnati.
Bro, and you said it, right? It's the Jets. And the Jets have been a notorious franchise for always signing the big marquee guy, usually on the downside of his prime. Not in this case for Bates, but it just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense in like the Joe Douglas thought, where it's like, okay, you had guys that you could have paid. You decided not to. Now you want to give up a first and then have to think about paying 18 to 20 mil annually for a safety. That doesn't seem like Joe Douglas's idea of value. I mean, we even had that whole Bill Barnwell article literally putting the safety in the fourth tier. So if we're starting to say 18 million, 20 million, and I'm ready for ESPN to be like, well, the Jets should probably go out there and pay this guy. And then I'm going to look around to the same organization that said this is the fourth tier position and be like, we real right now? Like, we actually real right now? Trust me, it's on the way. It's in the works. It's July, as Greg pointed out. Articles are coming. Yeah. So I'm out on Bates, even though I think he's an awesome talent, although it would be a massive upgrade. The fact that you'd have to trade a first rounder while this team is still building and have to pay him after you're about to be done with CJ Mosley coming up soon. You know what I mean? That John always likes to point out.
I love CJ Mosley. You think about Greg. Greg's the CJ Mosley.
No. I'm just talking about the you always bring up the number. Yeah, you bring up the number.
Yeah.
Greg brings up the player. Together, that's KJE.
Yeah. I love CJ. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And on top of that, logistically, LaMarcus Joyner's $2 million is guaranteed this year already.
Yep.
So there's nothing you can do with that. They're trusting him to play this year. Ashton Davis, kind of on his last licks, and they say he looks great, best shape in his life kind of guy, right? That's our best shape guy after Berrios, of course, which we'll touch on a bit. Greg has some news to share about our boy Braxton.
He's not mad.
We'll get in there. We'll get into all that. But honestly, Elijah Riley, he's gonna get a chance out here. Maybe Willie Parks. Maybe he'll dabble at free safety. We'll see. But honestly, it's our weakest point. We can't guard tight ends. I've been crying about it for 2 years. Let's hope that changes. On the defensive
Hope it's
side,
not a third year.
it looks like I know, but it looks like we're doing this whole 2 linebacker thing. And I read an article today. You guys just mentioned the articles are being written. They're telling me that Quincy Williams could be a Pro Bowl kind of player. Okay, whatever you guys say. It's July. I know we have a new defense where we're going to basically have the 3 corners out at all times in the dime. Okay, let's do it. We're going to have nickel corner, Michael Carter behind Javelin Goodry. We're going to have DJ Reed, Brandon Eccles behind him. We have Sauce Gardner and Breece Hall behind him. And then Isaiah Dunn, honestly, if he does really well, he's gonna get one of these guys cut or traded. Honestly, he's going to be the kicker here because he's going to be he does really well when he gets a chance. So we'll see what happens there. Speaking of cuts, though, and additions, we'll start with the good news. We got former Eagles cornerback / quote-unquote special teams leader, Craig James, signing with the Jets today after passing physical. Why that seems kind of important is, like we said, it's a little crowded right now. And especially when you're talking about special teams cornerback, there's one guy whose name kind of jumps off the books to me, and that's Justin Hardy. Remember how hyped we were when we got Justin Hardy? We signed him to a massive deal. But his $2 million, if you cut him, he's $0 in the dead cap. So I'm wondering if, like Alex likes to say, if you're going to play special teams, you better contribute on one side of the ball at least a little bit because they're just not going to keep you there unless you're spectacular. That's what we thought Justin Hardy was. Honestly, kind of underwhelming, especially last year. But the whole team was underwhelming. So it's kind of difficult to point at anyone. What do you guys think about this new signing? And what are your feelings about Justin Hardy? Start with you, Alex.
About Justin Hardy, like as the
Just
player.
Do you have any thoughts, Justin Hardy? Do you think that this signing means that he's on the hot seat? Do you think it has nothing to do with each other? Do you think we're just building some elite special teams here with Justin Hardy and Craig James? Like, where do you think this? I think we still have some money.
Look, man, you need gunners, like especially when it comes to for kicking, for punt return, for punting. Like you need someone who can get down there and stop. And the thing when you watch the Jets last season is that we'd punt it and guys would still get yards, even though it wasn't necessarily always breakaways. Guys would still get yards, and it puts the opposing team in good position to score. So I think having one gunner who's like, yeah, it's tough to say, hey, Justin Hardy didn't really do your job. But it also kind of is because he's supposed to be the guy that's got to be breaking away. He's on the outside, chasing down, trying to make that tackle. I think this is kind of shoring up with the gunners, trying to make sure that you have 2 guys that can get down there, put some pressure on the punt return team. And I think it's just building, man. I don't see why you want to get rid of Hardy. I don't really think of it as like replacing. Obviously, I could be wrong, but I don't see why you would want to sign a guy when the entire, as you said, John, the entire team underperformed. Like special team wasn't going to really save the day. So I think it's just building.
Okay. So you think it's going to be Hardy and James? You think we're going to have
Why, you don't think
corners? So? No, I don't think we can carry that many corners every week. We have so many. I just named you 6 that are going to actually play. Like I just don't know. And we're going to get into another position where it's also loaded. We also talked about the safeties also loaded. Like there's only 51. We can only count the 51. We also have 3 quarterbacks. We have like 7 running backs. Like every position is loaded. The wide receivers. I don't know if we're going to carry both of them. I honestly think that Justin Hardy might be a training camp cut. That's, I guess, a hot take, a bold prediction. And honestly, it makes me sad. And also, hand up, I was wrong about Justin Hardy. I was really hyped when he got signed. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that the contract was structured the way it was, where we could get out of him right now with zero dead cap, and we, looks like we can find a replacement. So that's pretty awesome. Greg, you have any thoughts on this transaction?
Yeah, I mean, I saw that he was a former Eagle. Was he a former Eagle when Joe Douglas was there? Because that's the first thing that kind of shot out to me. It's like maybe it's just like a good locker room guy, good fit, trying to change the culture a little bit, trying to build the culture a little bit, have it seep down into the special teams where, I mean, we saw some great plays from Braxton, but we also needed on the other end of special teams as well. So maybe that's the play. I don't think anyone's really Hardy. I don't think anyone's really on the hot seat right now. I mean, it's July, maybe on the warm seat, if you will, but... I don't think anyone's like on the verge of getting cut or anything like that. To your point, people are going to have to get cut though. And when you're talking about 6, 7 DBs, yeah, we're going to be running 3. So you probably want to bring 5 with you every week. So people are going to have to get cut at some point. But I think right now, if you come in, you have a good training camp, you could put your pieces together that you couldn't last year and build. I think that's all the Jets are looking for is just progress. So...
What about Isaiah Dunn? Like, do you think he can get moved? Like,
no.
You think he'll be moved?
No, I think the Jets love Isaiah Dunn, and honestly, I think I do too. I think Isaiah Dunn was a beast last year when he was able to get some time. I think this is going to be a big year for him. To be honest with you, I think Breece Hall is the guy. I think Breece Hall, he's the guy that's looking up right now at a spot, in my opinion, in a hot seat. I love him, right? These guys I love, so it's tough to even, I hope I'm wrong. But it looks like, for me, I would put Breece Hall, and I want to say Goodry is fine this year, but I think that he has to perform. I think we're over that he's fasting. We did that he's fasting for a couple of years now. I think he has to start defending balls. So we'll see how that goes.
That's a fact.
But
we can't keep going like, Jabba Goodry's got the speed, man. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we got it. We got it next year. I think this is the year for him to do hit. But Michael Carter's dope, man. I love Michael Carter. He's really good, and he's a really cool guy off the field. Like I don't know. I'm really rooting for him to really solidify that nickel spot. But to answer your question, Greg, he was Craig James was the special teams captain for the Jets, but he was only for the Eagles. Sorry,
Yep.
But he was only there for 2 years, so
Okay.
nothing to do. But honestly, in this case, Joe Douglas trusts like the Eagle scouts. He probably called them. He probably has a good relationship with them. Called them.
Oh, for
ask
sure.
him what's up. So I'm excited about that. Another transaction here. This kind of more run of the mill, normal, but one of the last our last rookie to be signed. One of the last second rounders to be signed. We got Breece Hall, my pick for rookie of the year. Just throwing that out there. It was a plus 800, Greg, winning picks weekly.
I can't remember, but I definitely like it because
I think it's plus 800.
he's gonna have a lot of opportunities.
I think it's plus 800. So we signed him for 4 years, $9 million. We guaranteed the first 3 years, included about a $3.7 million roster bonus. That's going to be fun. While we're on the topic, real quick, talking about cuts, man. If it's Breece Hall, Michael Carter, and you got Tevin Coleman, Ty Johnson, Michael Pirine there. I don't know how many running backs we're going to carry with Nick Bowden there as the fullback. I mean, at some point, we're going to have to start trimming here. So, do you guys have
Ty Johnson is that guy looking on the outside end, man.
And so Pirine's definitely gone, you're saying?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. So you think it's Coleman versus Johnson right now?
Oh, 100%. And I think Coleman's got the shot.
All right.
Coleman's got the shot.
What about you, Greg?
I don't know, just because I know Coleman was good when we needed him, and he's been a good player. He's been around with some of these guys in previous systems. But at some point, it's like, dude, you got, a year or 2 left? I think Johnson maybe has some more upside that we haven't seen yet from him. But
you just love Ty Johnson, don't you?
I also
he's
agree.
Good. He's good.
I agree.
He's good as a third running back. If someone's going to get hurt at some point, we're going to need a third running back to play at some point. So
I'd rather that be Ty Johnson over Tevin Coleman. I 100% agree.
just for the future, like Coleman's, like if we were like a Super Bowl contender, then I would be like, all right, let's just go with the vet that knows the system in and out. But we're trying to build something.
However, Greg, balls
We
to
are
the
a Super
face,
Bowl contender.
oh yeah, of course, we're Super Bowl contender.
Yeah,
But balls
if
to
you
the
ask John.
face, bro. Pause. Yeah. All I see is like him just, literally football hitting with a helmet.
Yeah.
Missing the route. I hope he improves. So, but
That's why, man. Like Tevin Coleman can at least. I know it's the old sage back there. It's like let's go with Ty Johnson, who's shown some flashes, but I think it's Tevin Coleman, man. I think that relationship with Mike LaFleur, Salah being out there in San Fran. I feel like that solidifies it for Coleman. Ty Johnson, he's gonna have to be able to catch out of the backfield in order to get some. I mean, he had that spectacular touchdown, that toe tapping touchdown last season. So he's got that for him, but I still think it's Coleman.
I think, whoever makes it out of training camp or whatever into the, starting roster, or whatever the roster is, the first round of cuts, I think that shows you two things. It shows you if Ty Johnson was able to improve in the offseason. So we talked about with all of these people that are on the bubble, you got to show it in training camp. You got to show it leading up to the season. That's what's going to keep you around. But then also, to me, it kind of just signals to me where the Jets staff and organization think we might go this year. So I think if we keep Coleman, they're thinking like, okay, we got either Johnson didn't improve and it's still hitting off his helmet, or they think like, okay, we got a shot at a playoff spot. So let's go with the vet.
Which, to be clear, that's where my head's at. Not Super Bowl, but a playoff spot.
Playoff spot is the ceiling.
I see the Jets hitting the playoffs. No, come on, we can get it. We can win a game if we get there. But when we get there, we'll talk. I won't give us the playoffs as the ceiling, but the playoffs is definitely our goal.
It's gonna be a tough road game, but yeah.
Let's just get there. Oh, I'll be there too, like a crazy person. So I hope it's in a semi-warm spot. But you mentioned the 49ers, and as we see with the Knicks, right, family ties everywhere. I just want to throw one name out there. All right, we're sitting here July 20th of this offseason, 2022. Keep your eye on Jimmy Ward, man. Jimmy Ward, the safety from San Francisco. They're not going to pay him, especially if they're about to pay Deebo Samuel. I'm just saying. I could see that being like our one big act. Like, we got to the playoffs. Now we need to improve because we probably got smoked by a tight end. Going like 3 touchdowns in that game. And we're finally going to get our free safety. I'm hoping that's Jimmy Ward. But I'm going to transition to some sad news, man. And I'm not going to say we should be shocked or surprised because we all saw the injury at the Senior Bowl. Jeremy Ruckert, who is probably why he fell in the draft, and we were all screaming, right? Everyone's like, you got to draft him in the second round. And then when the Jets got him late, seemed to be a reason, right? Tony Pauline from Pro Football Network, he tweeted back in March that when Ruckert was in a boot, not working out during the OSU Pro Day, and prior to the Combine, he was told that the foot injury he suffered during the Senior Bowl was more serious than anyone was letting on. Didn't participate in any Jets rookie stuff. Looks like he's not going to. And it sounds like he has plantar fasciitis, which, as a Jets fan, it's got Alex and Greg here shaking their heads because all we're thinking about is Mekhi Becton, unfortunately, when we say that. And that really tough year last year. But, guys, it kind of makes sense now, right? We're all screaming, like, yes, we're hyped that we got C.J. Uzama. We're hyped that we got Tyler Conklin. But we're like, dude, why do we have all these players and draft a tight end? It makes no sense. Now it kind of makes sense. Looks like Ruckert's probably going to take the year off. Right now he's starting on the non-football injury list, which looks like it's kind of strategic on that part because it looks like he's going to, I don't know, just a wild guess here. He's going to miss this whole season, which makes sense, right? Literally last episode we're like, dude, something's got to give. There's Yaboa, Cager, Wesco, and Ruckert in the back there after the 2 people we signed. Like, something's got to give. One bites the dust here, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the redshirt year for Rucker at this point, right? Where he's going to miss it due to an injury. It's Liz Frank, but He could still do some upper body workouts, stay in shape in that way, still learn the playbook, get familiar with the Michael LaFleur system. He can still do other things so that way he's more well equipped for the following season. But rough outing, man. Like, legitimately, this is your hometown favorite team, your dad's hype. You know, I'm sure everyone was excited to watch him play for the green and white, and now you're out with.
I think it's fine though. Honestly, I think it's better. I think he also
fine.
Now knows that he's being taken care of.
Is it actually? No, I was about to say it is, but is it though? We know CJ Uzomah gets hurt. Conklin was gonna was known, not known, but it was kind of suggested that all right, CJ's gonna get hurt at some point.
Conklin's gonna be
Ruckert's coming up, so now it's gonna be all right. CJ's out. Wesco, you ready?
No, it's going to be Conklin.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, it was supposed to be Ruckert being the guy. No, that's not what I'm saying. So, CJ, Conklin, we know it's 1-2 right there. We knew CJ was going to get injured, meaning it would have been Conklin and Ruckert. Now Ruckert's out, so now it's going to be Conklin and Wesco. So it's like, all right, Wesco.
Fine. I'm okay with that though, because Wesco was our starter last year, Alex. Like going into the season. You know what I'm saying? Then we made him our fullback because we just needed him on the field. You know, now we're talking about how he's listed number 5 on our depth chart right now. I'll put him as 3, and Yeboah and Cager are fighting for that last spot. Both my boys, man. Like, this is why
Kenny Yeboah.
Dude, this is what it means when you're like a real diehard Jets fan, a real diehard Knicks fan. Like, how excited were we about the summer league? Like, going crazy about like Ferron Hunt and you know, players that, quite frankly, probably never going to play on the New York Knicks, and we're having such a good time with them. For me, that's Lawrence Cager, right? I've been all over him from college, from as a wide receiver. He's just that guy that gets injured every time. I think he's gonna, you know, blow up. So, you know, I'm still rooting for him and Kenny Yeboah, dude. Rooting for him in college. You know, gets, you know, to the Jets after, you know, the draft, and I've just been hyped about him ever since. And every year, he's another guy that, you know, here it comes. We're about to get our, you know, our wide receiver, you know, our tight end that played basketball in college, right? That's the guy. That's
all we need. That's all we need. The tight end that played basketball. We need our Jimmy Graham. All right.
Yeah, everyone. Vernon Davis. Everybody. Tony. They all get the same. They all get the same.
Tony Gonzalez. Julius Thomas.
Hilarious. You guys have Greg. What are your thoughts on Jeremy Ruckert? I mean, you're wearing the red for our producer.
I thought that was orange for the Mets.
No, it's red for Juan Soto. I need to bring him to New York. Need to get him here.
It's not for our producer, Raisi.
Need to get him here. The Ohio State connection, maybe it is. Shout out Raisi, maybe it is. But I absolutely hate drafting injured players and just finding out that we know he was injured, finding out that we know it's a Liz Frank. That just kills me. It's like, come on. We talked about it going into it, John. We both liked Isaiah Likely. He went around later. It's like, are we really drafted? Like, our third-round pick is just gone. Maybe till next year, maybe not. Like, it's a foot injury is a tough thing. Like, it's tough, especially for a tight end. You gotta be blocking. You have to put weight on it. You have to put pressure on it. You got to use it as leverage. So you're not just out here running routes like a wide receiver. You got to block. You got to get in the mud. You got to get in the dirt and get down with people. So, like, I don't know really how you can have, like, a positive kind of outlook on it, because we're not going to know anything for a year.
He's red-shirted, bro. That's the positive outlook. He's red-shirted. You're totally right about Likely. Dude, man, imagine we had Isaiah Likely instead. Oh. Yeah. But maybe it's just not his time. You know what I mean? Maybe we needed a red shirt kind of guy.
Yeah, but it's like, all right, we got him with the red shirt, we got Max Mitchell with a red shirt. It's like, how many red shirts are we going to use in the third and fourth round? Like, these are day 2 picks. Like, what are we doing here?
Like, Greg is so irritated. It's hilarious. Oh my god!
First block, I was like, "Oh, I love Joe Douglas." Now I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?" I don't care that his dad's a Jets fan. He wore a Jets jersey when he was 6. I want him to play on the field. We know CJ is going to be hurt.
Play on the field next year.
Maybe.
Oh my God, I love this. Look, man. Look, I'm gonna give a little pushback. If Mekhi Becton comes back, fine, and he's a much larger man than Jeremy Ruckert, I'm gonna be very confident that Jeremy Ruckert could come back and play. He doesn't have to be the fastest guy. He's got to be strong enough to block guys off the line and quick enough, fast enough to get into his routes and have a little bit of separation. We'll see what happens, man. But I'm with you, Greg. I was looking forward to him getting some run this season because CJ is known to be injury prone. But is it do or die because Jeremy Ruckert's not playing this season? Nah, I'm not going that far yet. I'm not going that far. But it's okay, man. We're just the New York Jets. We're here for the red shirts, all right? If you need a time off, you need to get paid, we got you.
Yeah, you need a big contract, swing on over.
Listen. The contracts, yes. The contract signing is definitely bad. We won't get into that because we're going to switch it back to positive. You know why, Greg? Because Elijah Moore is faster than A.J. Brown, a draft pick from the New York Jets.
Absolutely smoked them in a race.
Was it a photo finish?
Nope. Only to the blind. Only to the blind was it a photo finish. He was out. Like, if you're betting horses, that's not even close. Like, he was way ahead. It's not even close.
Oh, my goodness. Great. My man said if you're betting horses.
That's a photo finish. That photo finish.
Weekly, baby.
Yeah.
You gotta subscribe.
Yeah, if you're up at Saratoga, not even close.
All right,
oh my goodness
last, Greg,
do you guys think it was close?
Absolutely not. Of course, AJ Brown,
slow,
didn't choose the Jets,
big, powerful
bad.
guy.
Elijah Moore, amazing, drafted by the Jets. Yeah, I'm with you, bro.
I see so many people talking online about it too. It's like for not knowing that they were like college teammates and friends.
Not only are they friends and mentor and best friends, he literally credited his life to Elijah Moore. He was
crying.
He was like, I was literally in a really bad mental state. I don't want to put words in his mouth or aggregate anything, but it was a really bad state, and the only person who got out was Elijah Moore. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Like they're better friends than probably any of us even have at the moment.
That's true. To your point, Elijah Moore is probably taking it easy on him too. He probably slowed up a little bit at the end.
Yeah, let's not get into it. But Elijah Moore's a really good guy.
Oh yeah.
All right? Yeah, sometimes maybe. Okay, to be fair, why it was close, just to make a little bit of a serious take on this very silly, 10-second video, he kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
He was kind of like the tortoise in the hare, where he had it for a while, then he like looked over at him, and that's when A.J. Brown picked up the stride on him. So all I'm saying is even if he pull up the replay, like Elijah Moore, he was just, he knew. He was trying to Usain Bolt it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's also something too, if you really want to get into it, what was the college football game years ago that was like on the line? I think Michigan was playing, and it was like they were screaming some like scientific term. It's like, it's all about where you're standing. Like where that guy was standing, it looked closer because A.J. Brown was closer to him, but in reality, it wasn't even close.
All right, deal. All right, that's fair enough. All right, Greg, I know you have some Braxton Berrios news that you want to drop on the fans today, folks. What do you got for us?
Not really crazy news. Madden ratings came out. Some guy messed up, obviously, and put the wrong numbers in for Braxton. And he's not mad about it. Like, everyone needs to calm down online. That he's a 55, 53 strength. Absolutely ridiculous number. I was looking at some of his other numbers, too. I mean, I don't know do you file paperwork with Madden and EA? Like, I don't know what you do. But some of these stats are just absolute 77 toughness. Are you kidding me? 77? A C in toughness? The dude's in on every play. He's punt returning, one of the most dangerous things you can do in the NFL, and going, top of the league and all that. So any fourth down you need, he's your guy, end around guy, awesome teammate, awesome locker room guy. Absolutely ridiculous. Trucking is a 34. He'll run you over so fast you won't even see it coming. I don't know what's going on here. So some of these ratings, I don't know if they passed it off to someone. They got confused with someone else's numbers. But he's not mad. I'll be mad for him. Absolutely crazy. what they're doing to my guy Braxton out here in the Madden streets.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Crazy.
Hilarious. I just want to give a shout out to the team reporter for NewYorkJets.com, Caroline Hendershot. She had an article today about the special teams, how our top returner Braxton Berrios is back, and our top tackler Justin Hardy is back. And since we mentioned both of them today, I think it's appropriate to mention Brant Boyer, our returning special teams coordinators.
Yep.
Quote about Hardy. He said he's been important to what we do. Just having a guy out there on the field like that makes a huge difference. He takes a leadership role in the room as well. Him being voted captain by his teammates was a big honor for him. I think that he's done a really nice job. So I don't know. Maybe they're just adding captains. Craig James and Justin Hardy, just double captains, right? Maybe you're right, Alex. So it would be sick if they're both there. Maybe we have a even better special teams, especially because we got that huge Eddie Pinheiro and Zerline.
Double doink.
Double doink and Big Z, Greggy Z, Kick.
Is video producer Greg going to get a Greg Zerline jersey?
No.
That seems to make sense.
Oh, wait. Speaking of jerseys, that's a great transition, and you clicked something in my brain because say something nice about the Giants because this is an objective podcast again. We said something nice about New England with their helmets, and now again with the Giants.
Oh, Giants helmets, yeah. Giants.
No,
helmets,
dude, fire jersey, especially the way Saquon Barkley looked in the throwback. Daniel Jones looks like such a dork. It is honestly, but Saquon Barkley rocked that jersey. Dude, they have sick jersey, and I'm so excited. That's why I'm in this jersey. That's why I'm in this hoodie, man. Please, Woody Johnson. I know you tweeted out that video.
We know you're listening.
Tease us. Well, of course he's listening. We know that you tweeted out that video on June 20th for a reason, man. Those green helmets with the Jets, we're finally gonna get the Jets symbol, and I'm finally gonna be. If you give me the jersey with the stripe on top of that, like I'm gonna lose all my money. I'm gonna finally buy merch because I like actual team merch. I haven't even considered buying a Jets jersey in so long, and it really hurts me just because of the way they look. I can't do it. And if now you're gonna give me the old school Jets symbol, do you guys think that's happening, or do you guys think I'm dreaming?
I think so. I think the NFL is going all out with all this stuff. I mean, you see Cincinnati's coming out with the all whites. I think the Giants stuff look good. Patriots stuff look good. I think people are going top notch because, to your point, John, it's a revenue move. It's not because it's cool. It's not because it's going to look good on TV. It's because they're going to sell a lot of merch, and that's what the name of the game is.
People like me.
Yeah, to everyone.
Well, they actually had to do this 2 years ago. They had to approve this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was due. And I remember that Mekhi Becton made a comment. So I'm just, dude, if they bring back, like, talk about a season for me. Like, if the Jets get that old helmet, hit the over, and make the playoffs.
And we're in the hunt in December.
Yeah, and we're in the hunt. And we don't get blown out in Green Bay and maybe beat the Patriots for the first time in a decade. Like, maybe win a division game since Joe Douglas came. I mean, this could be a year, man. This could be a huge year for us.
Ooh. Talk about take flight. Oh,
it's gonna happen. We're about to get this. Woody Johnson's doing too much. Woody Johnson's doing too much on the Twitter's verse to be not giving us what we want.
The floor is so low. And speaking of what we want, I mean, yes, I was invited to the Jalen Brunson presser, and I am eternally grateful to the New York Knicks. But dude, why are we getting invites to the Take Flight docu-series, bro? Where's our invite, Alex? Greg, where's our invite?
Soon, man. Soon.
Woody,
it got lost in the mail. They had to invite us.
Oh, got lost in the mail.
That would be my guess.
I got you.
Mail service, something
we need
was
Hedwig.
up.
We need Hedwig from Harry Potter, bro.
Yeah, something.
That guy don't miss.
That guy don't miss. Oh my goodness gracious. Woo! Oh man. This has been a fun episode. It's been a fun episode. I think this is a good place to end it. We're gonna get those jerseys, John. Don't worry. You know what?
Dude,
we're gonna get those.
God, we're
gonna get the helmet too.
If we get the helmet,
I'm upgrading that helmet. I'm upgrading that helmet.
We get
Wow.
the Jets thing and the jersey with the stripes. God help my bank account. God help it.
That bank account's gonna be ruined.
It's gonna be
Ruined.
It's
Gotta
all
start
gonna be
gonna
so
driving
bad.
Uber.
It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad, like someone took out a mortgage. But
Oh God! Shout out to the credit bureau. Alert me! Someone trying to take a mortgage out of my name. Shout out to you guys.
oh man. On that note, thank
What
you
a
everyone
day.
for tuning for thank you everyone for tuning for another Jets episode of the Knicks Jets Etc. podcast. You all know what to do. Please make sure to subscribe. We're on all audio listening platforms.
Coaching my
All
basketball playoffs this weekend. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Let's
First
go.
and semifinals this week, and then we
Tell
got
all
the
the kids to
championship next
subscribe.
Sunday when we win.
Tell the opponents to subscribe too while you're at it.
Yeah.
So look, if they're
They
gonna
don't
Rate
subscribe,
and
they
review.
don't
Rate
like
and
us.
review.
I think out of all people,
subscribe.
they're not going to subscribe. They don't like us.
After you win by 20, yeah, that's true. They're
Yeah,
probably not gonna.
yeah,
No, they
might be a
fight us.
stretch,
So we
but
can
try it
get
anyway.
suspended.
Try it anyway. See what happens. But yeah, make sure to subscribe on all those platforms. All right. Make sure to give us that 5-star rating. Make sure to leave a comment review. All right. Go find us over on YouTube. Subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button when you watch a video and leave a comment. Just add to the conversation. Check out Winning Picks Weekly. You got John Video Producer Greg, our boy co-host Chip Murphy. These guys go through every sport, give you their takes on where to place your money if you like sports betting, sports gambling. And then last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. We are there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning for the Jets episode. We out.
Let's go, Jets. Let's go, Woody. Do the tweet, baby. Do the tweet.